All right, hey, what's up, YouTube? I hope everybody's having a great weekend. If you're watching this when this first comes out, if you're watching this at a later date, there's still valuable information that you can learn from and take with you and apply. But it's Saturday for us here when we're recording this now, and stock market's closed. And for a lot of traders, that creates a lot of anticipation. Some people do go out and just rest and wait for Monday. But for a lot of people, if you're holding positions overnight, for example, if you're seeing stuff that's red or green, you want to either hold those profits or you're curious if those red stocks are going to come back up, and it could just cause a little bit of anxiety. And really, there's nothing you can do about it. Now, this is just paper trading. This is simulation, and I'm just doing this for a little bit of practice. Some things I'm testing with some bigger dollar amounts just for fun here. But there are things you can do to prepare yourself while the market is closed, even if it's during the weekday. I like weekends better because you get days where you're off the entire day from the market. Now, if you do this full time, you might not have to take on that extra pressure of learning constantly if you've been doing this for a while. But for a lot of people who are trying to break that pattern day trading rule or increase their capital, increase their capital more quickly, kind of constantly learning and trying new things is going to be what's going to help. And so the reason we're here on the weekend and we're looking at these charts and we're talking about this is because there's a quote by Sun Tzu that says, every fight has won before it has ever even started. I don't know if that's the exact text, but it goes something like that. And what that means is essentially, in preparation, in practice, in getting ready, you're doing everything that you're going to have to do before you even step to the fight. Now, this gets into a little bit of game theory where the stock market could be a game and by definition, meaning like it has principles that are repeatable. There's certain things you can figure out. And so practicing those things and preparing yourself now, so that way when you get there, you know what to expect and there's no surprises, can help you emotionally. If you look at this, if you're up and down, this is a very emotional roller coaster. So kind of giving yourself more time to look over these kind of things, your body's going to feel more comfortable when you're holding these, if you have a plan, as opposed to just like throwing your money somewhere and then coming back on Monday and hoping it does something. So that way, if you prepare yourself and you come and you still end up losing, you know that you did the best you can do. It doesn't mean you should freak out over it, but there's certainly things that can be solved, that can minimize your risk, and things that can help you in the future and things you can learn from. And so Saturdays and Sundays, we could talk about the things that we can still learn about. So for example, I'm here on my crypto watch list, and I know you can't exactly see this, but what we have here is a few cryptos and a few stocks that are related to cryptos like BTBT, and there's one here called NE and Riot as well. And these are based off of crypto. So we're talking about how you can still be active and how you can still trade on the weekend. So as you know, when the stock market is closed, cryptos still move. You can still trade crypto. So a lot of people towards the weekend end up putting more money towards crypto. And what that means is that on Monday, if this is higher than when it finished on Friday, you're going to have potential gap up if it goes up or potential gap down if it goes down. And you do acquire more risk because you're holding 2 days. But since nobody else is trading, a lot of the volume a lot of times goes to the weekend. So one thing you can think about is looking at cryptos or trading stocks on Friday or holding stocks on Friday that kind of relate to crypto. Because if the cryptos that they're related to are higher when you come back on Monday, there's going to be a significant gap up and you're going to start the day with a profit. You're going to start your Monday in green, which is always a great feeling. But looking over charts and kind of familiarizing yourself with more things over the weekend and essentially just preparing yourself, whatever you feel that you're lacking in, if you feel that you hold losers too much or that you have bad entries, kind of taking this time to go and kind of just reflect, so that way on Monday you feel absolutely prepared. And it goes with anything that you do, whatever you can relate this to, whether you're relating this to a sport that you play or some kind of competitive game. A lot of the times the preparation is done in practice and behind the scenes, and where you actually go out to the game is where you perform. This is why Kobe spent so much time practicing, showing up early, leaving late, especially because he loved it. It wasn't very pressurous to him. He knew exactly what he was doing. So that way when he was on the court, he was very calm, he was very collected. He did his best knowing that if they still lost, like he knew that he was at his best. He wasn't going to go on the field or on the court and leave there with any regrets. And when you're dealing with money and supporting your family or yourself, you don't want to have regrets when it comes to money. So kind of looking at these things, just kind of theorizing things over the weekend is a great way to kind of prepare yourself and have yourself mentally ready for Monday. So when you get up, you're excited and you're not anxious or worried. Everybody's different, but me personally, I like coming with a fire in my head, like kind of knowing and feeling content with what I'm doing. And if I come to the market and I'm looking at things and I'm just getting dragged along by whatever's happening, I'm not making conscious decisions, I'm not being interactive, I'm not reading things the way I normally would, and if everything feels foreign, I'm going to have a very bad day. And if I get lucky, then it's not going to be because of me, and it's going to be very much out of your control. And when you're dealing with your bank account, that's just never a good risk to take on. You always want to be prepared. You always want to feel like you're ready. You want to be ahead of the curve. And if things change on the fly, then so be it. But you want to know that you did the best you can to show up ready at the end of the day. That's all it is. And a lot of things can happen over the weekend. You can get news. You can kind of get cryptos moving. But just kind of staying, I guess, content over the weekend is a great way to do it. A lot of people do need rest, and sure, you can go and rest and things like that. But it's also very good to kind of take the weekend to mentally prepare yourself for Monday. And I know there's a lot of pressure Monday through Friday when the market is going, but on Saturday, Sunday, it's a good time to rest. But a good way to rest is also to prepare yourself, because you're going to make yourself feel better. You're not going to be resting and at the back of your mind knowing, I probably should be learning more or preparing myself more. By adding a little bit of time on the weekend to kind of prepare yourself, just take a look at things and be familiar with it. When you come back on Monday, you're going to be absolutely prepared, because again, every fight is won before it's ever even started. So if you show up and you're not prepared, you're going to get tossed around. But if you show up and you're prepared, you're going to at least control more of your risk. You're going to be more familiarized. Those 2 days over the weekend aren't going to affect you as much as maybe other people or even yourself if you wouldn't have taken that time to kind of prepare yourself. And at the end of the day, you're coming with a whole new mindset. Whether you read some books or watch some courses, look at past recordings of people trading, or just market, how it's reacting, or just reflect on the weekend in general, what you did right, what you did wrong, what you could have done better. You're going to come back in knowing, hey, I have a little bit more experience, and you know for sure that you were stronger than you were last week. And if you survived last week, then now you can do better for sure. And the market's always going to be changing, but there's always something to kind of think about and learn. So although you're not physically trading on the market and the market's not physically moving, there's always something you can be kind of studying, looking at, seeing what's at lows, looking at charts, looking at where stocks are, if they're oversold, overbought, kind of analyzing your positions, and not just being mindless about things and drifting, because drifting is how we lose in life and outside of the stock market, and drifting is exactly how you let the stock market manipulate whatever it wants to do with you, and you just hold and you just kind of drift along, and it's just never a good thing. So that's the moral of the story today, inspired by the Sun Tzu quote that every fight is won before it's ever even started. And yeah, so if you guys have any comments or any theory or anything about this topic in general, please leave it down in the comments. Or if you have any other topics that you would like to discuss, I'd be happy to. I love theorizing about things before we go into the technical side of things. Not just for like motivation or anything, but really just getting yourself in the right mindset to trade and be prepared, and kind of just gain that confidence that you need to kind of catch things and have confidence in your decisions. And if they go right, then great, you did what you were supposed to. And if they go wrong, you know that you were in the best state possible. So I think it's hugely important, and I will continue to talk about these kind of things on the weekends when the market is closed. So if you like this video, leave a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. That also helps me a lot with my confidence. But any support is appreciated. So until next time, guys, I will see you guys later.